Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our last session of day one. Thank you for sticking with us. You are in for a treat. Some of you may have already had trainings or webinars with Ruby Sunshine Taylor. If you haven't, you are going to be so glad you stuck around for this. But just to make sure you're in the right session, we are here for Start Small, Dream Big, Building Generational Wealth with Purpose and Power. I'm Caroline Bolas with NDI. Very quick housekeeping in case this is your first session today. You can get our live captions by clicking on the CC button at the bottom of your screen. And we also have captions in English or Spanish via stream text, and you can get that from the link in the chat box. You'll see that we have ASL for all of our sessions. Um, if you have any questions for Ruby during the session, please use the Q&A box. We would love you to use the chat to talk to each other, to share experiences, to share reactions. But if you have a specific question, we want to make sure we don't lose it. So please put that in the Q&A. We've had some great conversations already today, so keep on that connection. It's so important. If you're having any technical issues, then again, you can use the Q&A box to get hold of us, or you can email us at info@disabilitysmallbusiness.org, and we'd be glad to try and help. There are slides for this session, and they can be found just under the description on that live events page that you used to join today. The session is going to be recorded and you can come back and watch it. It's going to be on the website for just to the end of the year, and then it will be on NDI's website. So don't think you have to get it all in one go. You're going to have it lots of opportunities to rewatch. But with that, I am just so thrilled to introduce Ruby Sunshine Taylor. You'll see why she has that name. She's an award-winning founder and CEO of Financial Joy School and co-founder and CEO of Grean Inc. And during this amazing session, Ruby will share some practical tools to really think about how you can turn limited resources, even if you have very little to start with, into generational wealth. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Ruby, and just looking forward to your session. So thank you so much, Ruby.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Laura, Liz, and this amazing organization, the National Disability Institute and the Small Business Convening. I am a stutterer, so you will hear me stutter. No worries. It's just an amazing gift to have. I also have a traumatic brain injury, and so I can lose focus and I will get back on track. And so thank you all for joining us for this session. I am so excited for this session. You just don't know, because I love to talk about building generational wealth for our community. Today's topic is Start Small, Dream Big, Building Generational Wealth with Purpose and Power. Okay. Sometimes it want to work, sometimes it doesn't. Who am I? I am a loving being who loves God, and I love people. I love to create impact to make our world better for everyone. I am the founder of Financial Joy School and co-founder of Green Wealth. How did a school social worker become a financial financial equalizer? I'm glad you asked. I had an accident that like caused me to have a TBI. I was on the verge of homelessness because my job resigned me without my permission, because they didn't want to pay my disability, and that left me in a rough patch. And some of my students' parents helped me out during my like difficulties, and one of them taught me about long-term investing so that I would never be in that position again. It was it was that edu education that has pushed me forward into my new purpose to basically impact the disability community and chronically ill community to build wealth no matter our income. That is my story. Now let's get going, right? And you can ask questions. If you have questions, put it in the Q&A, and like Caroline will help me with that portion. All right. The bottom is a great place to grow because there's no other place to go but up. And so we like think of the bottom as such a bad place to be, but like to me it's an amazing new beginning. Not a new chapter, it is a whole new book. So like please do not um do not be upset about small beginnings. If a pastor says this, if you stay small enough, long what enough, you will be big, big, what is the word? Enough, soon enough. And I love that because sometimes we get so panicky in our I'm small, we forget eventually we will become big if we don't give up. But we have to start small. And this is what this topic is about. So today you are going to learn about starting small, what investments, how, how to build generational wealth, and what is long term versus short term, the like different ways we can like invest using a IRA or like a personal account, understanding fractional shares, and the amazing able accounts. We should all know what an able account is. If you don't, you will learn today. And last, creating a legacy rooted in purpose and values. So let's get started, right? I believe in the market. Why? Every major institution invest in the market. I'm talking about corporations, colleges, nonprofits, the huge ones, right? Everybody, retirement funds, invest your money in the market. If they are using your money to basically grow it, so should you. And so, first, let's understand what is the market, right? The market is like a wonderful institution where publicly traded companies come together for people, corporations, companies, entities to buy and sell publicly traded companies, right? What is a public traded company? It's a company that basically allows the public to buy a slither their of their company, right? And so Apple is a well-known publicly traded company. Amazon, a publicly traded company. Walmart, a publicly traded company. Um, all of these companies mean that we can buy a little piece of them and be a owner of these massive companies. That's a publicly traded company. And what's a stock? What is a share? That's what you buy to have ownership in these companies. It's a unit of what ownership in a company when you buy a share. You own a small piece of of that that publicly traded company. The reason why we have to say publicly traded, because some companies are on private, and like that means that the public does not have, what is it, access to basically own it. It's on private. um and then the stock market, think of it as like Walmart, right? You like go in there to buy your needs. Instead of buying needs, you will be buying as well as selling investments from publicly traded company. Did that make sense? I hope so. We are moving on, right? When you buy stocks, you can do it in two ways: short term or long term, right? Short term, a term people know because some people feel that you can get rich becoming a day, is called a day trader. And I say be very, very, very careful with with those type with those types of trades. I do not recommend it. And before I say another word, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is financial education. You have to do your own research and like make your own decisions. So I have to give out that like caveat. I should have done that first. But let's move on. So short term is like you are buying stocks, just like it says, for the short term, anywhere from 0 days up until 2 years, right? And it's a quick profit sometimes, or like it could be a quick loss. And so, and like the risk is really higher. Long term, it's a long term. It's more than 2 years. It's more like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 plus years for the long term. Exactly what that says. And so these are the ways you can become an investor. You can either do the short term or the longer term. Long term has this magical power called compound interest, right? So like the longer you are in, the more the compound interest works in your favor, because it's just adding more and more and more on top of your principal and your what interest. And so then it's just building. It becomes like a snowball, a snowball like effect. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It is so great. I love compound interest. So those are the two ways people can become investors, either for the short term or like the long. And the short term comes with like higher taxes. The long term comes with shorter tax um shorter shorter taxes. You will get a tax discount if you like hold it for more than 2 years. You will like get a extra tax if you are selling it in the short term. So you have to decide which one is best for you. To build generational wealth and like starting small, it is highly recommended for the long term and versus the short. So here goes that compound interest magic. If you started with $10 per a month, did that for 30 years, right? With like an annual return of like 10%. You would have put in $3,600 over over those 30 years, but you would not have 3,600, you would have $20,000 plus. And that is the magic of compound interest. You don't have to be rich to basically build, you have to start. And so do not allow small starts to like discourage you. If you left your child $20,000 when you are no longer here, or maybe a niece, a nephew, a college, a not a nonprofit, you left them $20,000 today, that can help them grow. And so $10 a month may seem small, but it really is not, because like investing for the long term can make your money grow um, in the right direction, right? And so that's what happens when we like invest consistently. This is so crazy. This is so wild, right? Apple stock in 1980, right? If you, what is it, invested $10 a month, right? Just for from like Apple stock every single month, $10 up until today. That would have equated to $5,400, right? Today it would be worth $1.6 million. $1.6 million. And if you see how like longevity and like depending upon the like investment can like multiply and multiply over and over, and what is it, over, until you have a substantial amount of money with a small investment over time. $5,400 over what, 55 years. So 55 years, you would have had 1.6 million dollars for your legacy. How amazing is that? Like, you didn't have 100, you didn't have 1,000. You like started with just $10. This is what happens when we start small, stay what, consistent, and like over time it will build and like compound. Here goes another case study, right? um Amazon stock, they came on the market in 1997. Apple was 1980, so that gives them 17 years younger than like Apple. um and if like you would have put $10 every single month, right, that would have equal $3,360. Today that would be worth $260,000. Crazy. So crazy. You cannot get that if you leave your money under your mattress. You you like cannot get that if like you leave your money in like a savings account or maybe like a CD. It's not going to multiply the way that the stock market does. Historically, it just won't. And so $10 a month coming to $260,000 is crazy. And the moral of this story is small starts lead to massive impact, right? And so this is why I really push long term investing hard, really hard, especially when you have a smaller amount of money. And this is magical. I love this so much because until 2019, right, the stock market was really only for the upper middle class and the rich, right? You had to be rich. You had to have extra money, because like not only did you have to buy a full share of like a stock. So if a stock costs $3,000, you would need $3,000 plus some more to like buy it, because you would need a stockbroker. Back in the days be, before 2019, um, an individual could not just go and like buy a stock unless the company was like selling stocks individually, right? Every company did not what do that. So like you would have to go to a stockbroker at a firm, and like they would like charge you huge fees just to buy the stock, and then like another fee just to sell it, right? So like they got paid twice. But after 2019, everything changed. Robinhood and like so many other companies changed the game. They like created a system called fractional shares, and tuck the stockbrokers right out, where like individuals can just buy it through these various companies, such as Fidelity, a Robinhood. But we will talk about that later. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. I love this stuff. Um, so 2019 opened up the floodgates for everyone to be able to like participate, even if you have a dollar. That was not possible prior to 2019. So today, as long as you have $1, you can buy any share in the market, in the publicly traded market, which is so phenomenal to me. And my like mentor, he always says, and I have taken it, that like the stock market is the only democratized um, way to build money, because the stock market, they don't care about your color, they don't care about your gender, they don't care about your like abilities, they don't care about your sexuality, they don't care about your like religion. Do you have the dollar to buy it? Yes or no? That's it, right? The housing market, not so much. No matter what, you can't live wherever you want, even in the United States, um, because some people may not want you in their neighborhood, so like they may not even sell you their house. And then like, and I know like we don't want to talk about that because like it's rough, but it is truth. And so the market doesn't care about none of that. It doesn't care. If you have the dollar, you can buy it. That's it. So that's why Olin, Douglas, and I feel that the stock market is the only real democratized vehicle to build generational wealth. That is fractional shares. So where can you purchase these stocks and these like fractional shares? I'm so glad you asked. So where to start investing, right? And then I'm going to slow it up, right? Because I was going at a fast speed so that we can get this information in, and think also so that we can ask questions, because that's the best way for us as a community to learn, to grow, to be, right? And so where to start investing? People always say invest, 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 but how and like where, right? This is how you would do it. These are platforms, which are like apps, companies, where you can sign up and like begin your like investing journey. And I'm going to be Acorns is for beginners. You don't have to pick a stock, you don't have to pick a mutual fund. They will do everything for you, which is amazing. They like even have a IRA. And so You can say every time you basically use your like debit card, they'll round it up to like $1 and like put that towards your what is it investments. So let's just say you brought something for like 85 85 cents. They're going to take 15 cents and put it put it towards your like investments. That is one way. Another way Acorn does it, you don't have to do like that way. They have like options. Another way that they do it is like you can set it at $5 a month or like $20 or $50 or 100 or like whatever your like budget is every single month or like every single week or maybe like every other week take out money from your what is it account and they will like invest it for you, which is super super dope, right? You don't even got to think about learning about no like mutual funds, about no stocks, what to pick, what not to pick. I would highly recommend opening up a IRA with them and not just a regular account because of the tax benefits of like a IRA. All right, that's always go with the IRA first, which is a I will get into what a IRA is in the next slide. So like Acorns, easy, easy, easy. Um, Go online, sign up, connect your what is it account, set the amount, forget it. That's it. Fidelity. Fidelity is simply amazing. They have a lot of wonderful, wonderful options for for like the common person. And like you don't have to be rich, but they work with everybody. They have free mutual funds. Never ever heard of that. We're like, there's no fees. That's crazy. Um, they also have you can buy fractional shares with like Fidelity. You can also get ETFs. They have a lot of different ways you will be able to like invest with within the stock market right on their plat right right on their platform. It's a little bit harder um because once you like open up the account, then you're gonna have to put money, what is it, into the account, and then you're going to have to pick which investment you want. So it's not as straightforward as what is it, Acorns, but it is still a really good option a- as you are growing as an investor, right? Then we have Elevest, right? Elevest, you don't have to pick investments. They will do it for you. You just got to pick what type of risk you want to have. Acorn too, they let you pick what type of risk you want to have, right? They find the like investments and like invest your money. Um, a wonderful, wonderful organization. You don't have company. It's not an organization. You don't have to be a woman. You can be anybody, but like their focus is on women investors to help more women build like generational wealth through long-term investing. Then we have M1 Finance, which is an amazing, amazing platform. What they do, they use the platform to like follow um, hedge funds such as Warren Buffett, who I love dearly. He's simply amazing. Um, Warren Buffett, all of the big dogs, all of the like hedge funds, they follow what they are doing, and like you can like pick that like hedge fund, and like they will like buy those types of thing investments for you, which is so dope. So like if you like an investor, you can like pick that investor and they will um create those different type of pies. That's what they call their thing, investments, different pies for you to like invest in. They will like do the work, but like you have some work you have to do. So they're medium. They're not really easy, but they're not really hard. they are medium. Then you have your banks, and then you have your credit, your your like credit unions. Many people are not aware. You can buy stocks and mutual funds and um, ETFs as well as bonds straight from your bank, straight from your credit union. You can also buy CDs and IRAs and a lot of the stuff straight from your bank. So just be mindful of that. And these are the places for you to purchase shares, stocks, right? Now, people talk about buying, they like talk about investing. So now you know what thing investing is. You know what a stock is. You know what type of thing investor you will be, either a short term or like a long term investor, right? You know the platforms to go to figure out where you are going to basically start your journey. You don't need to stick with one. You can like pick one, build from there, see how that works, and then add another one. So like you don't have to be like committed to one. You can have more than one investment account. And so now you know what type of like investor. Now let's learn what type of like account you need to open, right? There are many different like accounts, right? Just for brevity's sake, we will only be focusing in on a retirement account and a personal what investment account, right? Okay, I'm looking at that time. So the retirement account is just a is it's your 401k, it's your 403b, it's your like IRA, it's your Roth IRA. What does that mean? It's a tax advantage. And so your what the company may like give you one, use it, max it out all the time. Um IRA, the same thing. But like you don't need a company to have a to like have a IRA, which is an individual retirement account. It's just like a checking savings account, but like this account, you get to think invest. You like get to invest with it, and it has a tax benefit. So like, I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? IRA, you get the tax benefit now, right? The Roth, you get the tax benefit later. And so they wanted to call that the traditional IRA, and then there's the Roth IRA. If you want the tax benefit now, you go with the traditional. If you want it later, you go with the Roth. Um, and that's how you think invest. You have to pick one of these types of accounts to basically invest in. There are more than these, but these are like the two to like get you started. We don't need to overwhelm you with like unnecessary information at this point. um we just need to help you get like I'm started and to grow from there. Then you have a personal brokerage account, right? There's no tax benefits, there's no tax shelter from these types of investments. So, if you want to buy a mutual fund or like a ETF, strongly recommend purchasing it inside your retirement account, maxing 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 that out first. The reason being, mutual funds and like ETFs, they are like always buying. They're always buying, selling, which is going to trigger taxes if it's inside your personal account. It will not trigger taxes inside your retirement account. So just be a mindful about that. Which way you're going to go. Individual stocks, personal accounts. You can even get it with your like ETF, a mutual fund inside. inside these accounts, which is cool, but like max them out first inside your like retire your like retirement account. All right. So those are the ways you can begin to invest. You have to like open up an account, pick which type you want. You can have both. You can have a retirement account, you can have a personal account. You don't need to be like, I just want one. You can have two. Um, and the wonderful thing is the benefits. So know what the tax benefits are. Know what know what your tax obligations will be when you are buying and like selling stocks outside of a retirement account. My favorite account, then I'm going to shut up. um oh no, I got a couple more slides, is the able account. The able account is an account that was started by Congress, that is directed by the Treasury Department, and that every single state, well, not like every state, but like the majority of the states have like able accounts, which basically allows people who have a disability to save money as well as invest. You are like able to, what is it, that invest with your like able account, and like save without you losing your benefits. Every single state has their own maximum you can do per, what is it, year, and just maximum period. California have the highest maximum, which is um over a half of $1 million. It's 520 something thousand. It's thing up there. Kansas is quite low. Um I think it's 50,000 max overall. But like, it's a way for us to build wealth without you being afraid that your like benefits could be like canceled. And so not enough people know what is it about it. The National Disability Institute, they do have the financial, what is it, empowerment center, as well as what is it, able account um information. And so really use them to be to become way more thing informed about like able accounts. I highly recommend everyone getting one, if you can. The great thing is you don't need to get one in your state. California and like other states, not every state, but like other states allow you to like open up a able account, no matter which state you or your family lives in. All you have to do is have a disability that has been medically documented, and you would be able to open up the account. Right now, the age, the you who have had that before the age of 35 or something to that effect, or 25. And then next year it is going to go up to, I want to say, 40. So like, if you had the disability before 40, you'll be able to like get it. After 40, no. Currently, I forgot what like the onset age is, but it is a, it is like an age you have to be before you can be like approved for that like type of account. Generational wealth is defined by passing on an asset. An asset is like a resource. It it can be money. It it can be a stock. It can be a bond. It can be a checking account. It can be a basketball collection. It can be anything that has value, right? Passing on an asset to the next generation with the education to like grow whatever you like give them. They need the education to be able to grow it. I don't know why people just give away like assets, and I'm think that they will know what to do with it. They won't unless you educate them. That is generational wealth, passing on an asset with the education to be able to like help the next generation grow it and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And we have to teach our children and 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 our community members. We must invest consistently. We must protect our assets. We must teach our children and the community, and we must repeat with joy and purpose. Wealth with purpose and power. Money is a tool. It is not a goal. Money should never be a goal. It is a tool. It's a tool. That's all it is. It should never be a goal. What do you want to use to like use the money for? To have 500,000, that should never be a goal. But to but like to buy a home that is worth $500,000, that's a goal. But money by itself should never be the goal ever. It needs to be connected to something. I want to have a scholarship fund endowment at like a college, $250,000 endowment, right? I want to leave my children 50,000 for their down payment for their home. It has to have it has to be connected to something. Without it, it will it won't last, right? We have to give money purpose. We have to give wealth direction. Power comes from education, action. Invest with what? Intention, grow with joy, and build with love, baby. Yes, yes, and yes. Um, so I hope you tuck away from this. Start small, stay consistent, invest long, teach the next, which will always equal generational wealth. And my name is Ruby Sunshine Taylor, and I love what I do. And like, I want you to grow generational wealth too. We have a company that is, we should be launching in the spring. Fingers crossed. It's called Grean Wealth. It is the first financial education plat- platform for people with disabilities and chronically a- and I'm chronic illness, and our families, to like help us build generational wealth, and like a fun, and what is it community way. You can go to green.us. That's g r GREAN .us. That's GREAN dot like US. I also have another company called Financial Joy School. We we like do card decks to help people learn about generational wealth in a fun way. And that's all, folks. That's what we do. And I hope this was helpful.
Thank you so much, Ruby. That's fantastic. I have put in the chat the links to both your Financial Joy School website and the Green Wealth Inc. And again, it's in the slides. So again, people can download that. And we're also going to collate all the links together and make sure you have access if anyone can't do that today, which I know is hard for some people if the technology doesn't play ball. I have just a couple of questions, but just before I say that, we did have quite a lot about Able, and we are answering some of those, but also want to give you two resources. If you go to the booths as part of our convening site, we have our exhibit booths, then we have a whole one on Able, and you'll find handouts, links, a whole lot of information. Or you can go to the NDI booth And there's a link straight to the NDI Able Resource Centre, where again there's even more information. So we definitely want you to get that information, and hopefully those links will help you. So, just to ask a few other questions, someone asked Ruby, is there any reason it would make sense to use multiple platforms for investing? For example, using both Fidelity and Ellevest?
Yes. Alvest is more for, they do, it's like automatic investing. You basically tell them what type of like risk. They ask you a couple of questions, and then like they're going to put you in, what is it, investments based upon your, like answers, or like what you want, right? So like it's more automatic in a way. Fidelity has a lot of different choices. And so if you just want like an individual stock, you could not do you like could not do that at what is it? At Ella Vest. You could only do that at like Fidelity. And so you can like buy a stock, you can buy a mutual fund, you can like buy a ETF, you could buy a lot of stuff over at like Fidelity. And so like Ellevest would have limitations. But if you just starting out, pick one and just let that ride out for like a couple of years, and then like over time add another one. So no, start small, right? Start small, focus. And so do that for like a couple of years, and then like add like Fidelity or like another company. There are many. I gave you a small selection. There are many. There's Vanguard. There is T Row. There is T Row Price. There is E Trade. There are many. I just gave you a small selection, and pick like whichever one you will feel is right for you and your family, because it's not just about you. Please know, we should not be doing things just for ourselves. That really sucks, right? You should be doing it for like something greater, something more, something way more than than like just you. You do not have to have children to leave a financial legacy. And just because you have kids does not mean that that's where you should leave your like financial legacy. People don't want to hear that a truth. Some children do not have the capacity to be able to, what is it, handle financial wealth. You have to do something different with them. And so I'm going to get off of my soapbox because Carolyn has another question.
But I just want to say, Ruby, I think what you're really telling us, though, is it's starting. And I think people often feel intimidated. They feel that you have to have a lot of money in order to invest. And I think that message that even if it's, just a very small, about $5, actually showed us how much it would really grow over time. So that
Isn't
was
it
fantastic.
crazy?
I know, I know.
Crazy.
We have one question that I don't think we've got time to go into depth, but maybe you could just suggest where they could get more help on this. And that is any advice on investing in real estate trusts.
Okay. So I know people on like social media um, speak about real estate trusts. And so they do work, but Black Blackbird, it's two companies that are like amazing for these like real estate trusts. One of them, Signal, they're like trade is BX. I like remember that because like it's the Bronx. And then like another one is, I cannot think of the name. But like, yes, real estate trust. If I was you, I would go to MarketWatch .com. I would check out Grean.us once we go live, and hopefully May. Keep your fingers crossed. And MarketWatch, The Motley Fool, and CNBC. Those three, I would just type in real estate trust and see what like comes up, and they're gonna have the best ones for you. And so that's where you can learn learn more, and put it into chat chat GPT. Use that too to basically increase your knowledge, but it also lean on those like other those like other sites heavier than just chat GPT.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Ruby. Just please, everyone, don't forget to complete that brief feedback survey. You'll see it back on the live events page, where you can click on rate this session button. This is the last session of today, but definitely do look at those booths. We would love you to take the small business credit survey. We know our community, disability community, is really not represented well. And by taking that survey, it's telling you about your financial health of your company. It really helps the feds make sure that what they're offering is going to be more supportive of disability owned businesses. So we would urge you to go and take that. Also look at the Verizon booth where currently there's a grant for $10,000 that is open. So check all of that out and check our resources page. But we just really want to thank you for being with us today. Ending on such a wonderful, positive presentation. There's so much love for you in the chat, Ruby. We are going to collect, like I said, all the links and so on. You'll have access to that after the event. But just thank you all for attending. I hope you come back tomorrow. We have got some amazing more presenters. Regardless, you can watch these afterwards and just have a great rest of your day. So thank you everybody for your time, and especially Ruby for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Y'all have a great day. Come back tomorrow and go check out that like Able booth.